Gotta love the Dreamcast, but gotta love the Dreamcast just right. So I want to show you my Dreamcast setup that I'm using to make it, well, pretty acceptable to play in 2021. The Dreamcast is one of my favorite consoles, so I put in a lot of money and effort to make this easily compatible with modern TVs, to record footage as well, and just make it very easy to boot up games and have fun playing the console. So I have my original Dreamcast here. It's a PAL model. The model doesn't really matter. You shouldn't get the Model 2 one. That's only Japan exclusive and doesn't read burnt games and stuff like that. But just get any model that's not the Model 2 and you should be good to go. So you have this console and you basically need to do two different modifications. First one is you get a mode from Terraonion, which is a replacement for the disk drive, and you put in there at least 220 gigabyte SSD. That's what I have in here, and that's enough to house basically all the games worth playing today. If you want to have the entire library, you should get 1 terabyte, but then you have all the visual novels and stuff you can't even play in English. Get 250 gigabytes if you want to have a bit more room, if new homebrew games come out, for example, to put on there. But 120 is good enough for the basic library you want to get. And then you want to replace the fan. Just Google Noctua fan mod and you can put in a new fan into your Dreamcast. You can get a complete kit on eBay for maybe 20 euros with these 3D printed parts. And it makes the console a lot quieter and a lot more pleasant to use. The Dreamcast, the fan and the disk drive are known for being very loud. They were back then, they're even louder nowadays. So putting in the new fan, which is first of all bigger, giving more power to the air circulation, and we replace the disk drive, making this not louder than your modern PlayStation 4 or 5. What we need for outputs is a VGA box, or nowadays there are even HDMI boxes you can use directly. They output in 480p, so you get the VGA out, or you get the HDMI one, you put it into your TV, should be fine. But we want to make it one step better. We take the VGA and we put it into an OSSC. That's what I use. You can use a FrameMeister, whatever you want to use. This will cost you around $200, I think. I'm not sure about the dollar amount. I think I paid 220 euros when it was relatively new. This is one of the HDMI models. So we plug in the cable into the VGA port, have the audio separately, and it outputs in HDMI. To make it more comfortable to play, the controller, the cord is very short on the Dreamcast. So you get very cheaply on eBay one of these extension leads, and then the cable should be long enough for you to play on the couch. There's also a wireless controller you can get, a modified one called the Dreamcon, which is, as I've heard, very good, but also like 200 plus euros or dollars. By the way, one additional thing, this just uses a normal figure 8 power lead, so you can use the same cord you used for your PlayStation 5 or 4 or 3, and you should be good to go. So let's set this up. So everything is set up. So first of all, we turn on the OSSC and then we turn on the Dreamcast. You can see it will be a lot quieter than you're used to. You hear the beep and nothing else. There's a bit of fan noise going on, but nothing too complicated. Your TV will be very confused because they have no idea what a Dreamcast on OSSC is. And here we go. We boot into the screen, and what we want to do is we go into the OSSC menu. Now they have an on-screen one, you can see in the top right there. And you can go back there to settings option and you can download profiles from the internet. And we want to use the DC Toro VGA one. So we choose that one and it will automatically set up our OSSC for the perfect video output for the Dreamcast. There may be a bit of screen flickering. You may have to switch around some of the, I think, sync functions here, or else your your blacks will start to flicker a little bit. So very annoying, but you can change the functions in there. The console automatically starts into the mode menu, and we have a whole list of games that we can play now. So when you go into the mode menu, you can see you can use the auto region patch, so you can boot up games from a different region without having to patch them separately. Works flawlessly. I haven't had a game not work on my PAL Dreamcast. The auto VGA patch, so games that do not support VGA automatically get tricked into booting in VGA mode. Really the only negative I found about the mode so far is that the not VGA compatible games, I have not gotten them to work so far. So when you have games like Hydro Thunder, for example, or of course one of my favorites, Evolution World of Sacred Device. Stop past video quiz here. I found a solution for Evolution. The game will not go past its black screen if you boot in VGA mode if you don't have enough space on your VMU to save. So make a bit of space on your VMU and the game should start as usual. I have not found a solution for Hydro Thunder now, which is the only technically VGA compatible game, if you boot it correctly, that I've not gotten to work yet, or at least that I've tried out so far. So maybe I should try a different region of Hydro Thunder and maybe it works out then. But Evolution works fine on the Terraonion mode. I mean, that's a minor problem. So let's boot something that actually works, and let's take a look at a cool game. So what do you want to play? By the way, you can also play unreleased games or demos like Agatha here or ToeJam and Earl 3, which are available but never released. You can get things like that. So yeah, of course, let's do something cool here with Sonic Adventure. So we are just booting that game, and now the console just thinks there's a disc in there, and everything boots no problem at all. So you see, there we are on the Sonic title screen, and what is this entire setup going to cost you? Not counting your TV, of course, or the games you have to buy. So the Dreamcast, I don't know, should cost you around 60 to 100 euros nowadays with a controller. The extension lead should cost you maybe 5 to 10. And the OSSC is where it gets expensive. That's around 200 euros. And the mode is also over 200 euros. The SSD will cost you, depending on how large you go, maybe 50, a bit less, a bit more, depending on the size. And then you can play your games on your Dreamcast, on your modern TV for a total cost of maybe 500. Of course, if you want to go with the wireless controller, the Dreamcon, that will cost you another 200 euros on top of that. So, thank you for watching. That's how I play my Dreamcast in 2021. And I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.